Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is a 2025 Ford Maverick. This is an XLT with the Lux package. And for 2025, Ford did a little refresh on the Maverick, made some very needed changes on it. And I'm going to show you guys all the changes that I noticed for 2025. So obviously starting off in the front, they changed up the grille design. The Ford logo looks a little different now. It kind of has this it almost looks like it's glowing almost with the white. The grille looks nice. It has the new headlights that kind of have like a design like that, whereas the old design, the body wouldn't go up into the headlights like this. So that's a little bit of a change they did there. This one is a 2.0 all-wheel drive, but they offer for 2025 the hybrid engine with all-wheel drive, which a lot of people are excited about because they like the hybrid gas mileage, but they want the all-wheel drive. But this one here, our tester, is a 2.0 all-wheel drive. But stay tuned in the future. I will definitely do a video on the hybrid all-wheel drive. These are the XLT wheels. Looks very similar to the 2024 model. This one, since it has the Lux package, you get the black painted skull caps on the mirrors. Still plastic door handles. Mavericks all come with a 4-door short box design. They don't have any sort of like single cab or anything like that. As you guys know, it's based off of the Ford Escape and Bronco Sport chassis. This one here has an MSRP of $35,935. Has some upgrade packages on it, like the XLT Lux package, the 4K tow package, then also the Copilot 360, and also this one has a sunroof. This is Oxford white. Taillights, they didn't really do any change to the taillights. It looks the same as the 2024 Maverick. So from the back, it's hard to tell the difference unless you look at the Ford logo, because the Ford logo does look a little bit different. You can see we got our big trailer hitch down here. Got our trailer pin connectors. It does have a locking tailgate. No dampener on the tailgate for the XLT. Then if you look over here, you have a 400 watt or 120 volt outlet in the bed, and then you also have LED bed lighting as well. Bed liner is optional. Also have a little bit of a storage pocket over here, and you can remove the floor so that there's more storage underneath. Hopefully you guys can see that. And you see we have tie downs and stuff in the bed as well. Tie downs up there. Tailgate is super light. All right guys, so one thing that's really cool is that on the XLT Lux package you have keyless access. Previously you have to get a Lariat to get keyless access and push button start, but this one does have keyless access. So you just go like that to open the door, and then you can use these little ridges to lock the door. With just the key fob in the proximity, you don't have to pull it out. It has a normal key fob, it doesn't have the key anymore, like the switchblade key. Looking inside, they did change the interior scheme a little bit on the XLT models. So instead of having the orange, you have a light blue color now. So that's one way to tell the difference. Soft touch right here, hard touch up here. The seats look the same, but they do have blue stitching on them, as you guys can see here. Power seats, or power driver seat, I should say. Trailer brake controller, since this one has a 4K tow package, automatic headlights, all that stuff. This one also has a leather wrap steering wheel because it's the Lux package. Well, they call this a vinyl wrap steering wheel. Premium vinyl wrap steering wheel is what they call it. But let's go ahead and hop in here. All right guys, and since they changed it for 2025, we have push button start on an XLT. Put your foot on the brake, hit the button to start it up. And you can see we have all new screens now. So the gauge cluster is all new for 2025. You can see it has a seatbelt reminder. And then you can kind of program this to show different things. You can go through like your different trip info and all that stuff based off of the steering wheel buttons right here. Your drive modes are now on the steering wheel instead of down here like they were on previous Mavericks. So for 2025, you change your drive modes on the steering wheel. Sport mode, that's my favorite. You can see it makes the speedometer red. It looks kind of cool. Let's go back into normal for now. You can see we got our temp gauge and then our fuel level gauge. You can see we only have 1 bar of fuel right now. Lane keeping system, so it will nudge you back in your lane if you veer out. You can turn that on or off. And then no rain sensing wipers on this one. I don't think that's an option on any Maverick. And then if we look over here, this is a new design. You see we have this huge 12.3 inch screen. It looks way better than the old 8-inch screen because the 8-inch screen would stop like right here. Then it had that weird pocket. It kind of looked like it was designed for the screen the whole time. But now Ford has finally done it. So you have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. This is Ford's latest sync system, Sync 4. It works pretty well. Heated seats for driver and passenger. Heated steering wheel. You can see we got our climate screen right here. You can choose where you want the different zones. Heated mirrors. Down below you can see we have the blue accents now. The blue accents look really nice. Your next track, previous track, hazards, max defroster, auto hold, which is all right here. Volume control, so you still have a physical volume knob, which is nice. No wireless charging pad on this one. It looks like it's not wireless charging, but you do still have areas to put your phone, cup holders, more storage, traction control, and auto start stop. Same amount of storage in there. Glove box. Aside from this area right here and the new gauges, the inside is exactly the same as the 2024 Maverick. Like as far as like the space, the seating material, this is all the same. This one happens to have a sunroof, which I actually don't like because I'm very tall in the torso. I'm 6'6", and I actually kind of brush my head like really close to the top when it has a sunroof. Real quick, thought I'd show you guys underneath the rear seat. Tons of storage right here, tons of storage underneath that side, and then you also have 2 USB-Cs and a house power outlet back here. And you can see when the front seat's up a little further, you have a little bit more room in the back, but obviously it's not tons of room, but if you're like average height, you'll be able to fit in the Maverick just fine. All right guys, checking out the engine bay here. You can see they kind of changed it up a little bit. Previously the air box would be over here. Now there's a ton of room over here. You can see the top of the transmission and everything. This is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. For 2025, they reduced it to 237 horsepower. Not too sure why, because the previous one made 250. So I'll have to do some more research and figure out why they reduced the horsepower, but has a little bit less power. It might not be noticeable though, so we'll see. But it gets pretty decent gas mileage. This one's all-wheel drive, so it gets around 22 in town and around 29 on the highway. You actually may see up to 30 or maybe even slightly over 30 depending on how you drive. All right guys, let's take this Maverick for a spin. So we have our same gear shift dial as before. Let's get that seatbelt reminder out of the way. There we go. And one thing I noticed when I drove it back here is you hear a lot of turbo whistle, believe it or not. I just flipped on the turn signal. The turn signal sounds a little bit different. All right, let's take off. I don't know if you guys could hear it on camera, but the turbo whistle is actually pretty loud. You can hear it when it sucks in, then you can hear the blow-off valve as well. Oh, that's fun. But Mavericks, they drive great. Like, there's a decent bit of room in here. Steering feels great. It's actually a pretty stiff steering, believe it or not. Like, it's not like super, oh wow, that's a big rock. It's not like super easy to steer. Take this corner here. Handles great for a truck, because this basically drives like an Escape, but it's an SUV. So, or excuse me, but it's a truck. So the benefit is that it's really nice to drive. It's got some get up and go. This Corolla's going very slow in front of us. We'll slow down a little bit here and let me put it in the sport mode, because it has a little bit less power than the old one, so let's see if it's any different. It's probably not, honestly, but let's see. You can hear the blow-off valve. It's plenty quick, guys. Like, the Maverick is pretty impressive with the performance, honestly, for being a little truck. Like, it gets out of its own way pretty good. Take this corner again. It's really nice seeing that big screen. I like the new gauge cluster. The steering wheel feels nice with the vinyl wrap on it, because the plastic wheel doesn't feel as good. And it does feel pretty nice in here. Like, it's, you know, even though this is an XLT, it's not even Lariat, it does feel pretty nice. Like, it doesn't feel like a, it doesn't feel that cheap. Like, it feels great for the price point. Transmission is decent. It's not like buttery smooth, but it's definitely decent. Sometimes it can feel like it's a little confused on where to be and stuff, but the transmission is pretty smooth for the most part. It's an 8-speed auto. There's another Maverick over there. That's the previous gen Lariat. All right, so at the stop sign, we're gonna take off like we're taking off like quickly, but not flooring it. Yeah, it goes pretty good. A little bit of turbo lag from the get-go, but that's expected of a turbocharged engine. But yeah, it moves out quick. You don't have to put your foot down a whole bunch, and you can kind of utilize that torque it has. Visibility is great in here, by the way. You got a good view out the back. You got a good view out the side mirrors. It does have blind spot monitor. I see why so many people buy these. Like, the Mavericks are still very popular. Like, yeah, they're starting to become available on the lots, but it works for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people, they don't need like a big massive truck that's hard to park and hard to put in the garage and stuff, and bad gas mileage. Like, this works for a lot of people, and you can use the bed for, you know, little Home Depot runs and stuff like that, or moving furniture, whatever, you know, it may be. But yeah, overall, I'd say the new Maverick is pretty good. Ford did a good job with the improvements. Let me know what you guys think of the Maverick in the comments below. If you're interested in a Maverick and you live in Las Vegas or you don't mind traveling, feel free to reach out. I'll leave my contact info in the description below. Get you a great deal on a Maverick. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.